This is a quick video to refresh your memory or for our new players, give you an overview of the game and how to play it. Legacy is a game about creativity, tactics, business smarts and design skills. Let's get into some gameplay footage and we can have a good look around the game to get you started on the 26th of October. The best place to start is on the design table. This is the heart of the game, where all of your products come from, where your creativity is free to explore all of your ideas. Products are the lifeblood of your business. You design them on the table and then make them in your town. Manufacturing requires some simple processes. Gather your raw resources, refine them, move them to the factory, and make your products ready for dispatch. A simple process that you are free to do manually, but to really get ahead, you'll want to automate your production line with workers. With workers in your properties, manufacturing speeds increase until you are free to manage your world without the need to get your hands dirty. And when that happens, it's time to get into the meat of the tactical options that Legacy is full of. There are so many choices in Legacy, some obvious, some not so obvious. The obvious ones are in the choice of buildings and reward cards you opt for, because as you play, you will be given simple tasks to complete that come with reward cards when completed. Your choice affects your game world. No choice is negative, all are positive, but they'll all direct your game world in certain ways that will make your town and business slightly different to your competitors. Which power-up card will you take? What new building will you add? Where will you employ your new workers? Those choices are yours to make just as they are in the real world. But let us cover tactics in the events and competitions where they will be most prominent. So let's take a look at the most sales event. In most sales, you need to sell more products than everyone else within the time allotted. Tactic 1, the one that makes the most difference. Change your product to a one-part, one-resource item. Nothing can be made faster than a single-part product. You might only be earning $1 per sales, but that doesn't matter here because you don't want money, you want sales. With most profit, you're all about money. Make as much money as fast as you can. To do that, you want the most expensive product that you can make as fast as you can make it. On the design table, check the value and cost of each part using the buttons. Design your product, get it into the production line, and away you go. So you've got the basics there, but how do you get an edge over your competition when everyone's got the basics? Dig deeper. For example, your workers have to move from one building to the next, so how about moving the buildings closer together? You'll shave off a bit of time per product, and in an event that can last up to an hour, that translates into some serious time savings. What if your workers are always resting at home? Adding a pub between their work and a home saves time, and the pub will energise them faster than a sleep at home. With more workers in a building, that building is faster. But do you want more in the factory or more in the farm? Which one works best for you? Tactically, it really does depend on the way you've set up your town and the way you like to work. You see, although there will come a time when your workforce is so fast that you don't need to click at all, clicking to help can make all the difference in an event. So the way you set up your town matters. Where do you want to do most of your clicking? Where will your taps help the most? We don't want to spoil it for you. There is no one simple answer to that question. It depends on what you do with your business. The one place where tactics don't come into play too much is the design competition. It doesn't matter how your town is set up, how fast you can produce products, or how leveled up your workforce is. What matters is your design skills. Design competitions give you some basic design requirements that you're free to interpret any way you wish. To win, you have to impress your peers. You have to impress other players. So you need to design something amazing and then get it entered into the competition. You'll need the resources to enter it, so you'll need to prepare or go back in town to get them or buy them. But once you're done, it's all down to the voting period. Each entry for each design competition will be seen only by players who are not in the same design competition as you. To be sure that every design gets seen an equal number of times, you will need to vote on the designs of others a set number of times before your entry is accepted. But how to get ahead of the pack in design competitions if you're not a naturally gifted creative? Through the research lab. You see, more parts means more design options. New parts have that wow factor, that never before seen element that catches the eye. As do paints, patterns and stickers. Great design is undeniable, but wow factor will always play a part. So get researching through the research lab and get ahead of the game. Let's push you through the game a few hours in. We'll have a barge, more land, a second factory, another dispatch, and depending on your earlier choices, another farm or refinery. Your game world is powerful. You have your tactics down pat, but you've got to change your tactics because the game world demands it. The competition is fierce. What can you do to win now? The barge is a great example of a game changer. The barge will take old product that's no longer viable on the dispatch vans, or it will take brand new product, but crucially, it can take anywhere between 10 and 80 products at a time. It's time-based, meaning it comes when it wants, but it will make all the difference to an event like Most Sales Earn Most Profit. Fill it as fast as you can, send it away, and hope that it returns for another load before the event is over. You'll have a warehouse now, which is an excellent building that allows you to store up to 500 resources. Fill that prior to any event, and you can effectively drag and drop an entire load into the factory and have a product made in a second. Events become fast and furious. Tactics are crucial. Winning is everything.